Hello everyone, my name is Nilanjan Chatterjee. We have so far discussed Indus Valley Civilization in two parts. The first part of my video dealt with the geographical extent of Indus Valley Civilization and the town planning of Indus Valley Civilization. The second part of my video dealt with society, economy, and culture in Indus Valley Civilization. If you have missed these two videos, please go and watch these two videos. And in this video, we'll be concluding the Indus Valley Civilization with the final aspect of the civilization, that is the decline. The decline of the Indus Valley Civilization. We have previously discussed material culture, discussed all the material sources available in Indus Valley Civilization, including figurines, seals, ceilings, etc. Please go and watch the previous two videos. And before we come to the main topic of today's discussion, that is the decline of Indus Valley Civilization, I would like to mention one thing, that there are a lot of misconceptions regarding the decline of Indus Valley Civilization. In this video, I will try to address all these misconceptions one by one. Okay. One basic information that I would like to give you is that from 1900 to 1700 BCE, the Indus Valley Civilization approximately came to an end. Okay. Now, how did it come to an end? That is our primary question. In this video, we'll be discussing that question. So point number one, that is urban deterioration, which comes under the question of archaeological evidence of decline. This is one of the most crucial part of today's discussion. The archaeological evidences in favor of decline. Point number one is urban deterioration. Major cities like Harappa and Mohenjo-daro showed a decline in urban planning standards. Okay, urban planning standards, streets and courtyards were encroached upon, and essential public structures like the Great Bath that is found in Mohenjo-daro, public structures fell into disuse. Okay, so this urban deterioration, okay, archaeological evidences show that there was a large scale urban deterioration, which is conclusive of the fact that Indus Valley civilization declined over a certain point of time. uh, the second point is depopulation trends. Okay, depopulation trends, settlements along the Hakra River. Okay, this is very important. Settlements along the Hakra River decreased from 174 in the mature Harappan phase to almost 50 during the late Harappan phase. Okay, so there was almost 124 settlements that declined from mature Harappan to late Harappan phase. We see a decline of at least 124 centers, okay, in Indus Valley civilization. Point number three, the abandonment of cities. Okay, major urban centers like Harappa, Mohenjo-daro, and Kalibangan were completely deserted. Okay, approximately by 1800 BCE. Okay, that is why we consider the period of decline from 1900 to 1700 BCE. Okay, considering all these possibilities. Point number two is the theories of sudden decline. Okay, and under this section we have multiple points under theories of sudden decline. This point deals with floods and earthquakes. Okay, so catastrophic flooding in Mohenjo-daro is evidenced by layers of silty clay. Okay, silty clay collapsed structures buried under flood debris. That means some kind of seismic activity took place. Okay, some kind of tectonic or seismic activities took place that led to the decline of Indus Valley civilization. For example, earthquake, okay, flood, These are seismic or tectonic activities that led to the decline of Indus Valley civilization. Scholars like Rakes, okay, R.L. Rakes, proposed that seismic activity was responsible for the decline. There are some criticisms of this theory of floods and earthquakes. Point number one is the tectonic uplifts would not effectively dam a river of the Indus scale. Indus was such a big river, it was such a gigantic river in the ancient times. Just tectonic activity alone couldn't uh, shift its entire, environment. Okay, the second point is the theory fails to explain, okay, the decline of settlements outside the Indus basin. If seismic or tectonic activities are taking place in the Indus, around the Indus Valley basin, then what happens to the adjoining areas? Why are not people settling in the adjoining areas? Why are not people moving out? This theory doesn't solve this question. Okay, so these are the criticism. Now we have come to the second point, uh, shifting of river courses. Okay, shifting of river courses. The unstable Indus river system is believed to have shifted approximately 30 miles from Mohenjo-daro. Okay, it shifted around 30 miles from Mohenjo-daro, and this shift deprived the city and nearby settlements of essential water resources. Okay, that is why some historians claim that the Indus Valley civilization came to an abrupt collapse. But this theory also explains only the desertion of Mohenjo-daro. What about the other centers of Indus Valley civilization? Okay, there were, as we have discussed already, it was a huge geographical stretch. What about the other city centers of Indus Valley civilization? Why did they collapse? Right? So this particular theory of shifting of river courses doesn't solve that question. Okay, one place or two places maybe they can get deserted after sudden shifting of the river course, but not the entire civilization, isn't it? uh, Theories of sudden decline. Point number three, increased aridity and drying up of rivers. So this is another important point. Ghaggar-Hakra river system, once a core region of the Harappan civilization, the Ghaggar-Hakra river system dried up due to tectonic shifts redirecting its tributaries. Okay, we are basically resonating with the previous theories. Some kind of tectonic shifts took place. That is why the river bed kind of dried up, and which led to further climate change. Semi-arid conditions during the mid-second millennium BCE compounded agricultural challenges. Okay, because semi-arid conditions are not okay for prosperous agricultural activities. Of course, there are criticisms regarding this theory. Insufficient data exists to fully establish the timeline of climatic changes and river desiccation. Okay, so we do not have enough sources that prove that there was an absolute change in the climate which led to the decline of Indus Valley civilization. Now we have come to the fourth point, a very crucial point, a very debatable point, that is the barbarian invasion. Okay, the barbarian invasion, some people may call it Aryan invasion. Okay, Aryan invasion. That means some barbarian came, okay, some barbarians came, they overpowered the people of Indus and they desecrated the towns and cities of Indus, and later on the centers shifted somewhere else. So this is largely called the Aryan invasion theory. Okay, AIT. We will be discussing Aryan invasion theory in a separate video, which is very important for your exams. Aryan invasion theory has a long history. Okay, we have In this video, we'll be talking about just about Wheeler, Mortimer Wheeler, who was a director of Archaeological Survey of India. Mortimer Wheeler proposed that Aryan invaders destroyed Harappan cities, okay, and citing skeletal remains in Mohenjo-daro and Rigvedic references to fortresses of dasas. Okay, in Rig Veda we have multiple evidences, multiple sources that suggest that there were some kind of battles took place between the Vedic people and the non-Aryan people. So, according to Mortimer Wheeler, it was an absolute invasion of the Aryans, okay, which took place around 1800 BCE that led to the decline of Indus Valley Civilization. But we can't rely on this theory, as there are multiple criticisms of this theory by now. Many historians have criticized Sir John Marshall's or Mortimer Wheeler's viewpoint as Indus Valley Civilization was a very well settled civilization until the Aryans came and destroyed the cities of Indus Valley Civilization, which can't be historically justified because of lack of evidence. Okay, we've already talked about the criticisms. Evidence of violence in Mohenjo-daro could result from local raids rather than large-scale invasions. So there are historians like George F. Dells who have claimed that we do not have concrete evidence that suggests there were battles fought between the Aryans and the people of Indus. Okay, the large-scale sites of violence that have been found can be like sites of graveyards or something. Okay, so we do not have enough concrete evidence of Aryans fighting the non-Aryans, and that further is leading to the decline of Indus Valley civilization. Okay, now theory of gradual decline, ecological imbalance. Okay, ecological imbalance, that is the theory of gradual decline. Okay, we've come to the second point. We have completed theory of sudden decline. We have come to the theory of gradual decline. One is ecological imbalance, resource overuse, increasing population of humans and cattle, depleted forests, food and fuel resources. That is, for some historians, was the main reason for the decline. Okay, and environmental strain. Overexploitation of land and deforestation led to more frequent floods and droughts in the Indus River basin. Okay. Of course, there are criticisms of this theory. Some historians claim that the enduring fertility of the Indus Valley soils contradicts the idea of irreversible ecological degradation. Okay, it doesn't. The soil condition doesn't match with the narrative of ecological imbalance. Okay, and we do not have sufficient data to prove that there was concrete ecological disbalance that took place in Indus Valley. Now, survival of the Harappan tradition. So, we can come to this conclusion that Indus Valley civilization did not come to an abrupt end. Okay, rather it came to a gradual decline. Okay, what processes were involved in that process of decline? Okay, so cultural continuities can be found. Okay, which proves that Indus Valley civilization did not evaporate all of a sudden. Okay, certain elements of Harappan culture persisted in regional traditions, particularly in Sindh, Punjab, Haryana, and Gujarat. Okay, the Jhukar pottery evolved from mature Harappan styles, which indicates that the Harappan culture did not get evaporated all of a sudden, okay, out of the blue. Agricultural expansion, vibrant farming communities emerged in Gujarat and Rajasthan, where late Harappan settlements increased from 13 to over 200. That means some kind of disintegration took place. Okay, we can't call it a collapse of the civilization, but a disintegration of the civilization. Okay, and techniques and practices. Pottery making, weight systems that were used for seals and ceilings, and domestic practices like water management, bathing, influenced subsequent Indian traditions, which means Indus Valley civilization had a long lasting impact even on the post Indus civilizations of India. And most importantly, the religious influences of Indus Valley civilization, for example, worshipping animals, phallic worship, etc. And they later on they merged with the Vedic traditions of post-Indus period. Okay, which means the Indus Valley culture uh, had some kind of an impact on the post-Indus society. Okay, and there are multiple instances where we can see that Indus, the practice of vermilion, for example, okay, sindoor, that was once used by the people of Indus, and still it is very common in India. Okay, the usage of shell bangles amongst women. It was also used by the people of India, which is commonly used even today. So we can't just neglect the long lasting impact of Indus Valley civilization. And historians suggest that migrations and integration took place. Okay, evidence of trade links and interactions with the Indo Iranian borderland suggests cultural exchange. Late Harappan pottery and tools found across Punjab, Haryana, Gujarat reflect gradual integration into surrounding cultures. Okay, so trade decline, a very important point. Long distance trade networks, which were extremely crucial for Harappan economy, and that kind of declined. Disruptions in trade, probably due to the decline of Mesopotamian cities, and economic downturns, okay, affected availability of raw materials and markets because of climatic changes, etc. And of course urban decline. Okay, we are not claiming that Aryans did not come or overpower the people of Indus, but what we can say that they were not the main reason Indus Valley civilization came to an end. Okay, you have to understand the nuance of this argument. Okay, sociopolitical fragmentation, which is a theory mostly discussed by historians like Nayanjot Lahiri. Okay, Nayanjot Lahiri has discussed this theory, which claims that centralized authority of Indus Valley civilization kind of gradually collapsed. We know that the centralized authority was there since the town was divided into upper town and lower town, and internal conflicts took place, which kind of make it fragile. Okay, and administrative challenges from within took place in the Indus Valley civilization, which the previous historians did not consult. They did not think about these possibilities. Okay, Nayanjot Lahiri came and she discussed all these internal problems that can be understood as major factors behind the decline of Indus Valley civilization. And as we've already mentioned, Rakes and other historians, including Shireen Ratnagar, uh, hydrological changes were very important for Indus Valley civilization. Integration with local cultures, we've already discussed it, uh, of Gujarat, Rajasthan, Punjab, etc. Uh, and finally, as we can see, end of an urban era, not a civilization. Okay, this is very important. We saw gradual decline of urban centers located near the Indus River basin. That doesn't mean we saw an absolute decline of the Indus Valley civilization. You have to understand. Okay, the Indus Valley civilization further, okay, continued and later on merged with the Vedic traditions. Okay, so that is, I think, a more feasible argument to make. Okay, and cultural persistence is always there. We've already discussed how culturally persistent, pertinent Indus Valley Civilization is. And modern scholarships of like Nayanjut Lahiri and Shirin Ratnagar focuses on survival and transformation of Harappan elements within the evolving fabric of early Indian civilization. How it later on got merged with the Vedic culture, okay, in post-Indus period. So the crux of our discussion is that 1900 BCE, let's say 1900 to 1700 BCE, is basically the approximate start of the Indus Valley civilization's decline. By 1600 BCE, none of these centers kind of were remained intact, and the decrease in the settlement from 174 to 50, that is the second point. And after late Harappan period, almost 200 settlements increased in the Gujarat and Rajasthan region, which signified that the Indus Valley civilization had a long lasting impact. Okay, thank you very much for watching the video till the end. In the next video, we'll be coming up with the Aryan invasion theory. Please stay in touch. Feel free to share your views and thoughts regarding our videos. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you very much.